Hey y'all, it's Anime K-Man, and today I'm going to be reading episode 61 of Gegege no Guitaro. And like I said, this episode, even though it didn't have intense action or horror, it was still one of the better episodes of the show because, gotta give it praise. I never really thought there would be an episode in the series where I would actually like someone like Tofu Kozu, but color me surprised. It made me a fan of him, and it also made me a fan of Kana, because I like how it pretty much introduces the premise of the episode, where it pretty much has this idol Kana, where she wants to, at the very least at the start, wants to get on the pyramid when it comes to idol popularity. But I like how as the episode progresses and she goes through her character development moments as she spends time with Tofu Kozu and is put in dramatic situations, you see her change from that stance towards near the end, realizing that actually her main goal is to actually bring happiness to people, because that herself actually brings her happiness. And I really like that, because for one, I felt that that type of growth was earned, because throughout the episode you just see her worry about trying to get on top of the pyramid, and the episode actually justifies her and wanting to have those type of desires, because you see her past, you see how she's bullied in the past, and then you see in current times in this episode where it shows you that like other people go towards the other two idols, the one with the pink and the blue hair, but not as many people go towards her line, at least until Tofu Kozu shows up, helps her out when it comes to merchandising and making this delicious tasting tofu, and that's where Kana raises up in popularity. And then you see her slightly become a bit more outgoing, and then I like how you have Tofu Kozu mention things about how he himself has a purpose in life, which is to carry tofu, and that he wants to help Kana realize her purpose in life. And I like that because it's a good setup towards Kana's character development. And then as the episode progresses, and then Ratman does something stupid like feed people moldy tofu, and like how afterwards you see these two guys trapped in mold, and you see Kana risk her hands, and then she gets trapped in mold, but then she's satisfied because she mentions that at the very least she's protecting people and all that kind of stuff. And I like that, because at that moment it's natural that she would let go of her stance of wanting to be on the top of the pyramid, and instead she would have the stance of making other people and make herself happy. It really puts a neat bow on the episode, and it made her have a good amount of layers. And I gotta appreciate Toei's writing staff. They did it all in the span of a single episode. And same with Tofu Kozu too, because Tofu Kozu and Kana had a lot of positive chemistry here and there, I gotta say. And additionally, aside from that, I also like how you have Ratman with comedic moments here and there when he just does his stupid shit like always, and and then like how at the end the cat chick was pissed. That was also pretty sweet and adorable. Gotta appreciate it there too. And then I like how near the end you even have this little snippet here where you have I think it was Kitarou reading up on that now Kana's writing lyrics too and expanding her talent, like the amount of things that she's doing. That was also another sweet thing about this episode, and I really like that. And aside from that, I would say all these made for some really, really nice character moments in this episode, because you had two characters and they had a lot of nice character moments and character development. Now, as for the story standpoint, I found it pretty good too. Had a lot of comedic moments here and there, I gotta say. And I'd say really the only blemish, I'd say from a story standpoint, is when everyone's filled with mold, there's this yokai called Kenjo who's just brought up, saves the day, and I'm just like, come on, Toei. You couldn't have introduced this Kenjo yokai in one of the previous episodes? You've had 60 episodes. Y'all could have introduced this yokai in an earlier episode. And if they had done that, maybe Kenjo saving the day would have had weight, or maybe they could have written some, maybe some other character, like maybe they could have, put in Sandwich, maybe had her use some sign abilities to have the properties of getting rid of mold, or something like that, you know? But just having a random ass yokai save the day like that, when you see midway like Kitarou and Kachik were in trouble, then this random yokai just resolves everything by eating the mold. Kind of felt a bit Ash pullish, so I'd say that's the only blemish from the story standpoint. But everything else was pretty good, I gotta say. And aside from that, there wasn't a single dull moment in this episode. I was entertained. I was smiling. As for the art and animation, they got the job done. There wasn't any moments where I was thinking, oh man, this shit looks derpy. So I gotta give props to Toei for that too. And the voice performances were all good, and I did like the soundtrack placement. And taking all these factors into consideration, I thought this episode was good, and I'm gonna rate it a 7.5 out of 10. So anyways, guys and gals, my thoughts on the episode. Comment out your thoughts on the episode in the comments section below. Be sure to rate the video, subscribe, share if y'all want to, and I'll see you guys later if you subscribe for more, because I'm definitely pumped up for episode 62. Alright, have a great and safe day, everyone. Bye-bye.